Hello children, I hope you all have watched the previous videos on natural resources. In this lesson, we are studying about three natural resources. And in the last video, we have covered about air, water. And in this video, we'll be covering about land. So before moving ahead and starting about the third natural resource, let's quickly revise of what we have studied. So we learned about natural resources, we learned about air or the atmosphere, we learned different layers of atmosphere, we even saw proportion of gases in air, we saw about air pollution, and we also saw about ozone layer. Do you remember when do we celebrate Ozone Protection Day? Yes, correct. We celebrate it on 16th September. Then we studied about water, different characteristics of water, and how much amount of water is available on the earth. And we also studied the uses and importance of water. Now, let us learn about the third natural resource, that is land. Okay, now I have few questions for you all. Can you answer them? The questions are, what is land made up of? What do you see on land? Is land flat everywhere? If a deep pit is dug in ground, what do you find there? What has man created on land? Does man produce soil or land? So children, observe this picture. What do you see here? Well, land is seen in the form of stone, soil and big rocks. Well, land can be hilly in some places and flat in other. All terrestrial animals, including man. What do you mean by terrestrial? Terrestrial, those who live on land. So all terrestrial animals, including us, we live on land. So children, in what way land is useful to us? Well, we use land for various purposes. Example, for farming, we produce food through farming which is done on land. Then we also build houses and big buildings are also built on land. We also obtain various minerals, crude oil and natural gas from the land. And land is very important to us. That means land is a very important resource. So, what is land made up of? Have you ever dug a pit or observed a pipeline being laid in your neighborhood? If you will observe carefully, you will find that there are some small and big stones, minute soil particles, and even some roots of dead plants. That is, we see different layers of land. So, land is made up of different layers, and each layer has its own importance. The layers are dependent on each other. Let us learn about the different layers of soil. If the land has mature soil, now what do you mean by mature soil? The soil which is good for vegetation and plant growth. So, in such land, the topmost layer is formed by the decomposition of remains of plants and animals, and it is called as humus. The next layer is full of sand, soil, small stone, worms, and insects. The soil and the pieces of bedrocks are found below this layer, and it is called as immature soil. Then, in the next layer, the proportion of soil and the rocks changes. The proportion of soil decreases and that of rock increases. This layer is called as the bedrock. The main minerals in the soil are derived from these rocks. Now you must have also observed that soil at different regions are different. If you go and visit different places, you will find that somewhere red soil is present, somewhere the color of the soil changes, it becomes black, black soil is present. So the color and texture of the soil changes according to the region. And the color and the texture of soil is determined by these bedrock. So these were the different layers of soil. So now we have seen various layers of soil. But how are these layers formed? How soil is formed and what is the process of soil formation? The soil on the land is formed by a natural process. Due to heat, cold, sun, wind or any climatic factor, the bedrock breaks down into pieces. Stones, sand, soil are formed by these pieces. Also, microbes, worms, and insects are found among them. Rodents like mice, rats are also found here. The roots of the trees on the land also helps in weathering of rocks. What is weathering? Weathering is breakdown of the rocks, the breaking of rocks. So due to all these factors, that is because of weather, the roots of the trees, the rodents, different organisms, different types of soil is formed. Now, also the process of soil formation is slow, but it is a continuous process. It takes thousands of years for a 2.5 centimeter thick layer of mature soil to form. So children, we all know the importance of soil now, but there are various reasons for the destruction of soil. The soil is destroyed both because of natural and man-made activities. So, the soil gets destroyed due to flood, storms, or even human activities like mining destroys the soil. That is why children, it is very important and necessary to conserve and prevent soil erosion. Now, what is soil erosion? Soil erosion is flowing away of the soil due to any reason like flood or heavy winds. So, we must always remember to conserve our land and soil. Now, you might have a question that how to conserve land. So, the best remedy for this is to increase the green cover of the land, to spread awareness about tree plantation. Erosion of land is reduced if grass grown on it. So, we must all spread awareness around us so that people plant more and more trees and the soil erosion is prevented. So, with this, we complete the first chapter, that is natural resource. We learned about three natural resources, that is air, water and land. I hope you have understood the lesson, children. Thank you for listening. Until then, take care of yourself, stay safe. Bye bye.